Am I the butthole for refusing to babysit for someone at the time I was supposed to go to her house? I, 16F, made a flyer a month ago saying that I was able to babysit for anyone who needed a babysitter. I'm fully vaccinated, by the way. On the flyer, I specifically said that I can only babysit kids who are 4 years of age as I have trouble handling younger kids. This lady said that she would like me to babysit for her, and I asked her if she read the flyer, mainly because I wanted to make sure she was okay with a teenager taking care of her children. She said she read everything and it worked out. I should have asked her if her children were 4 years old, but I didn't because she said she read the flyer and everything worked out. On the day I go to her house, she texts me some things that I have to keep in mind, allergies and stuff, because she wasn't going to have much time to explain it when I get there. One of the things that she mentioned was how to make the formula milk. I was confused, so I asked why I needed to make formula milk. She was like, because how else are you supposed to feed my baby? I said that I thought all her kids were older than 4 and I thought she read that. She said that she thought she told me about her baby. She asked if I could let it go just this once and babysit for her cause she really wanted to meet her friend and get a break. I felt really bad because she was probably really excited to go meet her friend, but I have no idea how to handle 3-year-olds, let alone babies. If the baby were to cry, I wouldn't know what to do. I told her I couldn't babysit for her, and I was really sorry. She's obviously very mad and is calling me an butthole and a liar. Am I the butthole? I just think that I made it clear from the beginning that I won't babysit 3 years and younger. Not the butthole. You literally asked her if she read the flyer, which specifically stated that you would only be willing to babysit kids that were 4 years old, and she said yes. She was definitely aware. She probably waited until last minute to inform you about the baby so that you'd feel pressured into doing it, and the whole "I thought I told you about the baby" plays right into that. Not to mention, you letting it go just this once could lead to her guilting you into doing it again with the justification that, well, you did it last time. Childcare is serious and you are entitled to boundaries that she obviously disregarded. Not the butthole. The whole bit about "can you let it go just this once" reads to me like this lady is perfectly well aware that original poster specified no babies and is just trying to push around a teenager because she thinks she can get away with it. And the next step is that she doesn't have enough money to pay you, so will you let it go just this once? And she knows you don't stay late on a school night, but when she comes back at midnight, can you let it go just this once and good luck getting home on your own at that time of night? If she's that irresponsible towards her kids by leaving them with someone who is honest about not being qualified to care for them, then she's going to be irresponsible towards the teenager she hired. When she comes back at midnight, can you let it go just this once and good luck getting home on your own at that time of night? This crap is particularly awesome when you live in a rural area where getting home on your own is not an option, no matter what time it is. And if the parents are drunk when they get home, your options are to 1. Ride home with a drunk driver, 2. Wake your own parents up in the middle of the night, or 3. Just stay and end up babysitting the whole next day while the parents sleep off their hangovers. Far too true, my sentiment exactly. She told the lady she was not capable and wouldn't know what to do. The teen is the responsible one there. So sad. WTF, that's your kid, lady. Neutral face. Exactly. Where I live, babysitters are super scarce because of people who pull crap like this. It also doesn't help that most teenagers here don't have time to babysit for strangers because they're all stuck raising their younger siblings, rolling eyes face. And also, what kind of mother leaves her baby with a 16-year-old teenager who has just told her she doesn't know how to take care of a baby? I can top that. At 15, I babysat for a couple with a 4-year-old. She was in bed when I arrived, so all fine. Next visit, I hear crying, bit odd, but pop up to her room, and she's asleep. Follow the noise to find a baby they forgot to mention. Crying and being sick. Proper panic, since sick is normally be bad, I thought. Parents at the theater, so not contactable. Called my mom, who assured me that babies throw up frequently for no reason. Little one calmed down with just a hug and wipe and slept again. Parents got back, didn't really apologize for forgetting, and said baby had been at grandparents last time. They also forgot to have any cash to pay me. Took a week to get paid, via pound coins pushed through the letterbox. And he underpaid. Strangely, I was always too busy to babysit again. Man, that family was a mess. I can't understand how any parent could justify leaving their infant child without informing the responsible adult in charge, especially while being unreachable. Like, there are so many things that could have gone wrong and babies are so fragile. I can't imagine if something happened to the baby and you weren't even aware of its existence? Or you found the baby and had to call the ambulance and couldn't get a hold of the parents in question? I'm so glad you were able to reach your mom, and she was available to help. Also, underpaying you after abandoning their child was just the icing of that crap cake they gave you. They are a mess. Generally the dad is known as the local gardener/handyman, but if you book him then you never know when it will be done, definitely way later than promised, or how much it will be, always over budget. Generally it looks good once done, so the quality is there, but no time or money management skills. So of all the people this happened with, I wasn't either surprised. He overcharges his clients but underpays people who worked for him? Avoid. Or a house fire, and she only gets the FOREEP out of the house because she doesn't know the infant exists. I'm surprised you managed to stay so calm. If I was you or your mom, I would have called CS or the police, because that's definitely justifiable grounds. What if the SIDS had occurred? Or something requiring hospital attention? Are you responsible for the death of a baby you were not at all informed of? If there had been other concerns, bad house etc., then I reported. We know the family and there weren't any other issues, but did keep an ear out. Baby wasn't ill or temperature, just usual sick up that they do. So once I spoke with my mom, who has years of childcare experience, I was calmed down. Too drunk for a stag do? Holy crap, the man's liver must have crawled home without him. You did damn well keeping him away from the kids/going upstairs since he was that drunk. Kudos to you. But I can see how scary that must have been, you poor thing. I'm glad the parents were so responsible though and made sure to pay you double for the experience. Are you responsible for the death of a baby you were not at all informed of? Of course not, but that's not going to stop the kind of parents who would pull crap like this from blaming you for it anyway. It's literally their word against yours. Who the hell knows whose side the authorities will take if the parents raise a huge stink, insisting that they told you all about the baby? I always babysit for the same family, and they made a point about supervised visits with the kids, then babysitting during the day before nighttime babysitting. Kids need to know who you are before they put you in charge of looking after them during the night. If they don't, suddenly there is a stranger in their bedroom, and they might freak out. Which is a good thing, by the way, exactly the response you want if, say, a kidnapper actually tries to take them. Never teach your kids to trust random strangers, and always introduce the nanny. I did an emergency babysit for a friend a couple of years ago. She had to go pick her husband up. My husband was at home to look after my kids. She lives round the corner, not an issue. She has one son, 3, he was asleep when I arrived. She'd been gone 15 minutes or so when a little girl I'd never seen before came downstairs and promptly burst into tears when she saw me. Understandable, I was a total stranger. Turns out she was my friend's niece, and friend didn't tell me because she didn't want me to say no. Poor kid, I didn't even know her name, had to wake up friend's son to help, as she was inconsolable. By the time friend came home, she was sitting with me, watching cartoons on the TV, eating biscuits. I felt so bad for her, and pointed out to friend that I'd have still sat, but knowing an extra child was essential information. If there'd been a fire, I wouldn't have known she was there. Yikes, good thing you noticed the baby, and they didn't choke. I was thinking the same thing. I wouldn't let someone watch my dog if they told me they couldn't do what was required to take care of her. I don't understand how a mother could be like, oh, this teenager doesn't know how to care for babies? Oh well, guess I better go see my friends and hope for the best. This is exactly what happened. She lied to you and tried to trick you. Send her some info on taking classes to learn how to read. Not the butthole. Ex-nanny here. I started at 15 and stopped at 21 or so. All that time for the same family. When I started, I had never changed a diaper. And at the time the youngest was too young to walk, and the oldest about 3.5 or so. This family had me come over while they were at home, showed me how to change diapers, helped the oldest girl get used to me, and basically took 2 to 3 separate visits to help me and the kids get used to it before they actually left me with them. If you need a baby looking after last minute, get an adult nanny and pay extra. If you want a teen doing it and pay far less, you have to do a little extra to make sure everyone is comfortable. And with older kids, last-minute nannying is not a great idea anyway. If a child gets comforted by someone they have never met, they will get upset and freaked out. Why wouldn't you? This mother just doesn't know how to deal with nannies, but still wants the cheapest solution. The stupidest part of this is she could have actually done what my employers did for me, which is explain the basics, show the ropes and make sure her nanny is comfortable and knows what to do. It blows my mind that she'd be willing to leave her baby with a sitter who clearly said that she had no idea how to care for them. Mother of the Year right there. Not the butthole. While you could have asked her the ages of her kids during your phone call, but she said that she had read your flyer and understood your terms. You shouldn't do anything that you're uncomfortable doing. If a woman is hiring someone to look after her baby, I think the least you can expect is that she read the flyer. She knew damned well she didn't mention the baby. She's the butthole, not original poster. Right? Like, why would you even want to leave your baby in the care of someone who specifically says they're not qualified to do so? No parent should leave their child in the care of someone who is uncomfortable caring for children. I was thinking the same. I wouldn't feel that my baby is safe if I forced a teenager that has no experience of babies to look after one. If something were to happen, the mom would definitely blame the babysitter, so the original poster is definitely not the butthole for not risking the baby's life and doing a job she knows she's not capable of. Very mature to know her limits and enforce them. No parent should leave their child in the care of someone they haven't met. This concept just blows my mind. I think that reputable babysitting services can serve a purpose and you won't necessarily have met them before. But this was leaving a child with another child. From a random flyer, and who specifically is not able to care for young children. Not the butthole. You were very clear. Also, what kind of parent would want a sitter who admits she doesn't know how to look after the child? A crafty one. The kind who hires a 16-year-old from a flyer without meeting them or having them meet the kids first? What kind of parent wants a sitter they haven't even met in person? I find it wild. I wonder that too. I see people post all the time on Facebook swap sites or the local city's page asking for people to watch their kids. And while I don't know their circumstances and whatnot, I try really hard not to judge. But I can't help but to cringe. The thought of someone random I don't even know, much less someone my kids don't know and aren't used to watching them, makes me super uncomfortable. She thought she mentioned her baby? Can you make an exception just this once? No, ma'am. She knew exactly what she was doing. You're not the butthole and it's good you didn't let her pressure you into saying yes. How do you forget to mention a baby? They aren't gym shoes for F's sake. This woman definitely knew and thought because of Op's age she could get away with it. So not the butthole. I had a parent only tell me about their 4-year-old and forget to mention the baby. I found the crying baby while babysitting. What happened? Not the butthole. You were clear in your ad. Original poster just saved herself an endless shower of crap. Clients like this are always a nightmare. Didn't read the terms, didn't mention a baby. Then tried to guilt someone to do a job they were unprepared to do. And no offer of paying a higher rate for a baby either. Learning to fire bad clients is an important skill. Not the butthole. Plus I bet it would be like pulling teeth to get proper payment out of her. Oh, I guarantee she read the terms. She just ignored them. Not the butthole. I think they dodged the bullet on this one. People who don't read and insist that you do something against what you put out there are people who won't pay you what you asked for. Not to mention that if she's going to do this, then she would probably be one of those parents who forgot to tell the babysitter that she's going to be staying out super late. Or if they do, it's a drunken phone call where they say that they aren't coming home until XM, and when original poster tries to say no, they hang up on her and refuse to answer any calls. Sad enough to say, this type of story comes up on Reddit, and in the news, a lot. Not the butthole. As you said, you don't know how to handle a baby, and if anything had happened, the baby would have suffered because of you. Moreover, you mentioned all the details in the flyer. The mother shouldn't have ignored that. Not the butthole. You were clear on your flyer that the children must be 4, but going forward you should confirm it with your clients. An important thing to always remember is that someone might say they read a flyer/email/memo, but just saying they did is never enough. Not the butthole. I'm a mom of an 11-month-old baby. Trust me, there's been plenty of times I've wanted a babysitter to get a break, but it has to be with someone who I know can care for my child. If you explicitly said you cannot handle children under 4, she's either a very bad reader or a bad parent for trying to pawn her children off on someone who cannot fully handle it just to go hang out. Not the butthole, but like you said, you could have been more explicit. Next time you'll handle it differently, I'm sure. Another option might have been offering to babysit just the older child so mom gets a break. When I was your age, I was often a mother's helper and babysat for toddlers or young kids when there was a new baby in the family. This was also how I learned how to take care of babies, so I could eventually babysit them too. Good luck with your childcare business. Not the butthole. You asked if she had read the flyer, and she said yes. She was just trying to manipulate you into doing what she wanted. Not the butthole. CD moms pull this stunt all the time. She probably would have been gone for hours too. Not the butthole. You said that you couldn't care for a child younger than 4 years old. You don't know how to care for babies. You could have accidentally done something wrong with the kid. It was way more important for the baby to be with someone who has experience with babies than to see her friend. Not the butthole. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.